Welcome back to Atlas Crossings, and in this video we'll look at some investment opportunities on how you can secure the financial future for your children. Now this video is very important because what we are going to look at is essentially a long-term process or a long-term investing or planning for a long-term period. Now, one of the investment opportunities or platforms or frameworks you can use to ensure that you can provide for your children is the junior ISR account, the junior individual savings account. Now, currently, you can invest up to £9,000 in the junior ISA account, and that essentially can help, per tax year, and that essentially can help you provide for your children in the future. Now, if we think about an average return of about 5% per annum, we might, at the, after 18 years, you could potentially be able to realize up to £250,000 or over £250,000 over 18 years. Now, that is a significant amount of money, but of course, we also have to take into account inflation at the time, or the growth of inflation, and what the actual value of 250,000 plus pounds could potentially be valued at in 18 years. But if we are thinking that at the time our children are ready to get into university, if we're planning, across, for 18 years, for example, we could potentially, by investing at the full allowance of that junior asset account per annum, we might be able to generate a substantial amount of money in 18 years to take care of, potentially, things like tuition fee. And we'll come back to investing in education in one of the points we'll make today. Stocks or shares or equities. So basically, buying stocks or buying shares of a company allows you to own a percentage or a small piece of that company when you buy shares from that company. So, for example, buying a Tesla or an Alphabet shares will mean that you own a piece or small share or ownership of those companies. Now, by investing in an S&P 500 of the FTSE 100, you're essentially buying the top 500 biggest companies in the US under the S&P 500, or in the FTSE 100, you're buying the 100 biggest companies based on market capitalization. By investing in these diversified portfolios, you can potentially secure the financial future of your children, but it's also important to understand there are levels of risk, and speaking to a financial advisor and doing your own research can be helpful to protect you against, or to understand the levels of risk that you could be exposed to. Real estate has long been described as a solid investment, and traditionally, what real estate investments entail will be purchasing a commercial property that you can rent out to tenants. There are several other ways, or more innovative ways as well, that can be used in investing in real estate. It could be investing indirectly without managing the properties themselves through a real estate investment trust. Or if you're keen to get into the physical properties themselves, you can actually do that by buying properties and then renting those properties out to tenants. Or you can, get involved in service accommodations, which currently is, generates good sums of money in different areas. And there are different platforms that, some investors use, like Airbnb or booking.com, and there are several others that support service accommodation real estate investment schemes. And to the next point, we cannot overemphasize what this could mean for your children by investing in quality education for them. Now, there could be different paths that different children would take, but education remains the primary, basic, most important thing that you want to give to your children. At some point, you might have children with different levels of talents who might decide to go different paths, and the argument comes as to whether they should go to university or not. But there are different levels and different types of education provisions that you can make available to your children at at a very young age, and of course thinking about what that could mean for them in the future. Now, for children who will decide to go to university, um, you might want to invest in, and from early on, being able to pay for their tuition fees, and that way your children do not have to actually take on student loans. They do not have to be burdened by the pressure or the right race of having to get a student loan. You can sort that out for your children, starting today by investing small amounts in different levels, in different schemes, in different saving options. We talked about the junior ISA account, investing in stocks. All of these investments can help you to actually secure the financial future for your children and actually provide them quality education at different levels. And there are and could be children with different levels of talents, and you can actually invest in educating them in those specialized areas, whether it has to do with sports, music, dance, art. There could be things that your children might be more interested in beyond just going to university. And there might be options where you can invest in quality specialized training for them, personal trainers for them over the period of formative years that can help them become outstanding versions of themselves within the industry they have actually chosen. And these are my top four on the list. You have other investment tools like bonds, investing in businesses that can actually help to secure the future for your children. Now, these are my top four recommendations, and I hope you found them relevant. I hope you can find them insightful. Always important to do your own research and speak to a financial advisor. But thank you for watching, and don't forget to continue to show up.